Hey guys, so yesterday we did a little bit of work with compound interest, and I gave you this compound interest formula, A equals P times 1 plus R raised to the T. And this is the formula specifically for when our interest is being compounded annually, meaning one time per year. There is a secondary formula here, and this is the full formula, that takes into account when your interest is being compounded more than once per year. And so it adds in this N, which represents how many times per year your interest is being compounded. And so the way that this works is you still have your principal, you still have the rate, you still have time in years. We just have added this N. And so when you have any interest that's being compounded quarterly, semi-annually, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it may be, this takes into account all of that. So let me grab one of the worksheets from yesterday so that I can show you how that works so that it'll help you complete the delta math. So here we have, for the first one, we see that it's annually. I'm going to skip that for right now. I'm actually going to move on to number 3. This is monthly, okay? So I still have to identify my principal. So my principal amount is $44,600. So I'm going to put A equals $44,600 parentheses 1 plus. My rate is 2.8%. You move that over twice, so it's 0.028 over. Monthly is 12 times per year because there are 12 months in a year. So N is 12 for that. Parentheses, and then N times T, and T is 4 years. So then we're going to grab our calculator, and we're going to put this in almost exactly the same way that we see it, but with one exception that I'm going to show you. So 44,600 parentheses 1 plus 0.028 divided by 12 close parentheses, and you can put that whole fraction in just like that. But instead of putting 12 times 4 in my exponent, I want you to multiply that in your head and put 48. If you put 12 times 4 in your calculator, it's going to calculate it incorrectly. And so I do that, and I get this, and I want to round this to the nearest penny because we're dealing with money. So my answer then is going to be $49,879.17. So that's how you use this formula. Before I release you to work on the delta math, there are 2 things. The first thing, let's talk a little bit about different values for N. We know annually is 1 time a year, so that would be N equals 1. And the reason that this original formula works is that you would have R divided by 1, and nothing happens when you divide by 1. And then your exponent would be 1 times T, and nothing happens when you multiply by T by 1. So it ends up looking like this. But if it's easier for you to just remember, this is the formula that you're going to get on the reference sheet, that's fine. We also have, you're going to see semi-annually. That's twice a year, so N is 2. You could also have quarterly, which is 4. You could see monthly, which is 12. You could see bi-weekly and weekly. Well, weekly is 52, bi-weekly is every other week, so that is 26. And I know that delta math also has daily on there, and that's 365. So these words, you just ask yourself how many times per year does that happen, and that's the number that you use for N. And it's pretty straightforward. Now, the only thing that you're going to see on delta math that I want you to skip is when it says compounded continuously. Compounding continuously is not part of the integrated 1 curriculum. So that's not part of our standards. We are not learning that formula. So when you see compounding continuously, there's a button on delta math that says see solution. It will not count against your total. And so that allows you to just skip that question. You can move on. Please let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.